Welcome, my friends, to the Red All Over Away Show with me, Andy Simcox. In this show, I'll be talking to friends old and new about their team who are due to face the mighty Reds shortly. We'll cover topics such as their team's formation, style of play, players to watch out for, strengths, weaknesses, their aspirations and hopes for this game and for the future. But before all that, let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, a long time ago in the annals of history, a 4-year-old boy was walking down Oakwell Lane, holding tightly onto his dad's hand. He was then lifted over the turnstile and they made their way around the ground to be able to watch the team. His dad put him on his shoulder on the cob so he could watch his heroes such as Barry Murphy, our longest serving player. Fast forward 60 odd years and that hero is still around as an ambassador of the club, and the cob is now an all-seater stand named after the legend, the Barry Murphy stand. That 4-year-old boy is now finally back on the away end. Enjoy the show. Roll the titles. Welcome to everyone who's watching this. Today the away end is with Port Vale before we start playing them this Saturday in the FA Cup first round. Who can remember 7-0 last season? I certainly can, and certainly can Tom Amos. Amos. I thought it was Amos, but then, sometimes get it wrong. Tom Amos from the Ale and the Vale podcast. And so to celebrate Ale and the Vale, stout. Welcome, Tom.
Thank you very much. How are you? You okay?
I'm fine, yeah. I spoke last season to Kirsty, and I don't know if I mentioned it. I gave her some stick last season about the 7-0 drubbing in the first match of the season. And I'll be asking you later on about what's the match you'd like to relive. I'm going to assume that you don't want to relive the first match of last season, so I'll leave it there. Tell us about Ale and the Vale.
It's been going since lockdown. I think it was started by 3 other lads. During lockdown, obviously, with a bit of couldn't go to the game, so why not sit and talk about it with your mates? And the decision then to record it, and it's grown in popularity since then. I think we love doing it. We've done some podcasts, but we also do some quiz nights as well. That we raise money for charity as well. So Excellent. Far we've raised nearly £20,000 for charity, I think, through the podcast.
Wow.
But yeah, really enjoyable. There's normally 3 of us on, and we get plenty of player interviews as well and whatnot with the club. The owner's been on a few times, so it's really good. It's got a really good connection with the club.
That's excellent. I'll tell you now you've said about a quiz night, our chairman and treasurer Tom Webster, he'll be on it like a rash. He loves a quiz night. We had a party last year for Red All Over, and he did a quiz. Nobody could get the answers right. They were that obscure. My view is he needs to do better, but he'll be all over that, trying to raise money. We ourselves have tried to do, to raise money at different times because we're a community group like yourselves, and we've raised a lot of money for a local hospice in Barnsley. We've done that a lot. We've also sponsored this year an under-10s football club. We bought them the under-10s team. We bought them a strip for Wunwell Main, so we were really chuffed with that because the coach and the players themselves went along to The Edge, which is a local Barnsley sports manufacturer, and they designed their own strip. So we're really, really chuffed to be able to do that. So that's fantastic. Something. Well, it all helps, doesn't it? And one thing I would say, because we started, although we were a radio show from about 2016, with all the constraints that there is on radio shows, we started when that closed, when that radio station closed, we started doing Zoom. And again, it was during lockdown, September 2020. And I don't know if you've had the same, but we were absolutely inundated by people saying that we got them through COVID. And truthfully, they got us through COVID. I think we all got each other through COVID. So you'll have done ever
Very
so much
much.
the same. So it just
Funnily enough, we're starting our radio show on Monday this coming week. Yeah, we're going on to a local radio station to do a couple of hours every month on there now, like a monthly review of how it's going. So that starts on Monday.
That'll be absolute. That'll be lovely. That'll be lovely.
It's whether I can constrain my language enough for radio. That tends to be the hardest part.
Well, we were lucky when it was what's called Red All Over, and it was on a local station that's no longer with us called Dern FM, which was a Barnsley local radio station. We recorded it. Don't tell anybody, but we recorded it it went out on the Friday night, but we actually recorded it on the Thursday night. So if there were any swearing, we could redo that segment because it were a commercial station. It were interspersed with adverts and music and Joe Beardsall, who set all this up and appears now and again on the show. I mean, it's good now. Taylor Swift. It always seemed to be shaky it up with Taylor Swift, and I'm thinking, auntie got any proper music, But I'm old, so it's a bit, it's a bit young for me. But anyway, right. Let's get into it. First thing, top of the table. I can't believe we're having to play League Two's top of the table. And I noted you've lost 2 matches all season. The last one you lost again at home to Donny, who we lost to last night, although we played our young team, our Babby's team. You've not lost since then. You've won. Is it something like
no?
Is it 8?
We're 10 games. 10 games without it. Yeah, 10 games without a defeat.
And that was something like I think it was 31st of
August, I think. Yeah,
ages, 2 flipping months. I think. I mean, I don't want to cast any aspersions, but I think you do one. I think you do.
Well, I mean, that's part of the reality of being a Vale fan. We're all walking to the game on a Saturday. We're going, we'll lose today because we can't keep this up with Port Vale, and then we seem to come away with 3 more points. And
well, see, I think we should do the decent thing and beat you, just so that you can concentrate on the league. I think it's the fairest thing we can do.
I can't see us winning the FA Cup, so I'm absolutely fine with that. But I would quite like a nice trip in round 3. But if it comes at the expense of the league, I'd rather the league.
I know. Right, tell us before we start telling us about your season so far. First, flipping it, tell us about the ins and outs since last year.
Oh, so we had so obviously Darren Moore became manager last February.
Hero to us, hero.
Yeah, he didn't really have any of his own players for the back end of last season, so we had quite an overhaul in the summer. I think we had 5 or 6 that went out the door, but then we had 9 or 10 in, I think. Yeah. But like I said to you before we started recording, it's I think the players we've brought in are better than the players that have gone out. So for me, we've got a stronger side in League 2 this season than we had in League 1 last season.
Who's come in?
So there's the notable ones coming in are Ben Hennigan, centre half from Fleetwood, big no nonsense. Yeah. Connor Hall. So Connor played for us when we last got promoted from League 2. He then moved on to Colchester, and then he's come back again now.
Yeah.
Bit of a footballing centre back. Jaden Stockley, who we spoke about before, who is absolutely pivotal to the way we play.
We like him.
Yeah.
He is lots of stuff about whether we'd sign him or not. I mean, obviously we never did, but he's a player that we've always admired.
Yeah, he's kind of a centre forward that we haven't had for a very long time. He's got a chest like a bag of sand. It just seems to hit him and stick. And we do play to it. we're not completely a long ball side, but we are quite direct.
Darren Moore, that's what he does.
And then obviously the probably the most notable ones are Ryan Crowsdale from Stockport we signed, and then George Byers, obviously, who is far, far too good for our division. But he's currently injured at the minute. So won't play Saturday.
I'm gutted.
Yeah. But then we've also
rate him.
Yeah, we've got a couple of young loan lads as well. Brandon Cover, the right back from where's he come from? I've done myself now. I can't remember where he's come on loan from. And Rico Richards from Aston Villa, I think he's scored in both of the last home games. So yeah, we really, we've signed very, very well. It looks like the board have given him some money in the summer, and we're very happy with that.
Oh dear me! So the season's going all right then?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm 33 and I've never seen us win a league, so I'm quite happy for us to go on and win it. If
it makes you feel any better, Tom, I'm 70 and I've not seen us win a league either.
Well, I was thinking 33 was a long time then.
No. Strap yourself in, kid. You'll finish second now. You'll finish second now. Strap in.
It's funnily enough, someone's actually just sent me because you only ever see it when you're top of the league, and I think it's from this position every other season for the last 20 odd years. And I think there's only 3 teams who haven't been promoted or something, and 18 odd have won the league from this position. So we're bound to probably finish 12th now. I'll be honest.
You're clear though, aren't you? You're only going to finish it top 4, aren't you? I think you'll win it as it happens, but I think
I think I'll be honest. I said it before. There's a lot of Vale fans who had a bet on it before as well, because the price was about 15, 16 to 1.
Wow.
Which we were all thinking, after you just signed George Byers, is very, very high. So there's a lot of Vale fans who are probably going to make a bit of money on this.
Oh, I hope they do. I sincerely hope you all do. So tell me how it's gone then. Tell me who you've played and how you've, I know you've won most.
Yeah, Doncaster came quite early on and they made a bit of a mockery of us. They just looked better drilled, like they had a bit more of a game plan than us. And the same at Barrow. We got absolutely pumped 4-0 at Barrow. And we were a bit on the fence with Darren Moore at that point then. But I think so the couple of wins in September were relatively probably games at home we thought we should win. And then October, I think, or back end of September, we went to Notts County away. And we won 1-0 at Notts County with a really gritty performance. And then we went to somewhere. We had like 3. I think we beat Chesterfield as well at home. So there were teams who you're thinking they're going to be there or thereabouts.
Chesterfield and Donny. No mugs.
And Notts County weren't, to be fair.
No, Notts County as well.
And on another day, their striker probably could have had a hat-trick, but it just seemed to hit every corner on his head that day. But yeah, it's been we've got a few games coming up in the next few weeks that I would say are, if we want to get promoted, they are must-win kind of games. That your Swindons, your Colchesters, teams like that. We've got Morecambe. We should be, without being rude and arrogant, we should probably be going there to win if we've got aspirations of going up.
Yeah. You see, I think you've got a top goalkeeper. I think Connor Ripley's an outstanding goalkeeper. I remember him at Borough before he went to, where did he go? Were it Morecambe or Fleetwood? I get confused between
Morecambe.
Yeah. I were on holiday once somewhere near Morecambe and went to watch him, and he was playing outstanding goalkeeper. And again, it's a position that we wish we got somebody as able as him, because when we played Morecambe, I think the beat us at their ground, and he were outstanding. It's an outstanding goalkeeper. So I hope he has a rough one on Saturday. So
he actually probably didn't have a brilliant start to the season, and it wasn't. The week before the Notts County game, he made. It was the Tuesday before the Notts County game. We played Colchester at home, and he spilt one in the last minute right to their striker, and ultimately they equalised from it. And he came in for some real stick, to the point where people were calling for him to be dropped.
Right.
And then, since then, the Notts County game, he was outstanding, and ever since then, he hasn't put a foot wrong. So he looks like he's a bit of a confidence player as well. And at the minute, he made an outstanding save in the final minute on Saturday to keep it at 3-2. And funnily enough, I was speaking to him after, because he made the save, and then a lad come running in on the edge of the box and hit one like a rocket, and it come off the underside of the bar. And I just messaged him on Instagram and just said, "Did you get your fingertips to that one?" And he says, "I did, but I don't want to sound like I'm lying." But no, because he's a big old bloke.
Yeah.
So when he's coming for a cross, I'd probably be inclined to get out of the way.
Oh, absolutely. Well, if you speak to him before the game on Saturday, tell me yours was one after his performance for Morecambe against. It's about time he spilled another one for our benefit. What are you drinking? What are you drinking? Tea or coffee? Something like that.
I'm drinking tea.
I can't believe that I'm talking to somebody from Ale and the Vale, and it's me that's having to stick up for you by drinking ale. Yeah, so
because I have to do it every week. Otherwise, I'd be like Peter Barlow. I'd have a problem.
yeah. I think it's possibly the first time I've ever had a drink on our show. No doubt somebody.
I wish I could say the same.
Yeah.
But there has been a few episodes where I've been a little bit worse for wear on.
Oh, we have had a couple. So we very occasionally do, not as many as we wish, to do a few live ones. We go to one of our sponsors, a working men's club in Barnsley, and so it'd be rude to go there to record a live show and not have a drink. So I do it there before anybody starts commenting that I've seen you drinking, you old lush. It don't happen very often, so I don't know. So you're hopeful for the rest of the season then?
Yeah,
top 12, you think?
Yeah, top 12. Yeah, I think obviously we probably need to see us lose just to see that we don't completely capitulate.
Yeah,
because it's all well and good going on these runs, but if one defeat completely kills it, then it's not great. But I can't see it.
Well, I hope you don't. I hope we do it all right.
I'd like to see us come straight back up. I'll be honest.
Well, I would. I thought it was. I mean, I know you've said that the teams, the team and the squad's better now than last season. I thought it was a shame last season that you went down, because you're at the very least, in my eyes, at the very least, a League One club, if not above that. And I was personally, because obviously I talked a fair bit to Kirsty, I was gutted because I didn't think we were going to get to speak, and yet then fortunately the FA, in all its wisdom, could have been an home match for us, minds. So I could have gone.
Oh no, we're all right. We need the home fixture this time to stop us conceding 7, ideally.
It'll never happen again. I'm not sure.
I am saying absolutely nothing until after Saturday.
We've not been getting 7 shots in, so I won't worry too much about that. So, what I'm going to ask you, I know we spoke before we recorded. We've got a couple of young lads. Tom Webster, who I told you will be all over the quiz like a rash. He's got 2 young sons, 11-year-old twins, Isaac and George, who think that the young versions of myself and of Alan Smith, the longest serving Red all over, and mainly because he's oldest. I know it's hard to believe that there's somebody older than me, but he's 4 months older, and it's a big 4 months. It comes up now and again. It's a big 4 months. No doubt. When this goes up, watch, because he'll put a comment in about it, because he knows he's older. He's losing it. He can't help it. It's a shame. They think they're little Alan Andy. They think they're going to take over. Like Anton Deck and little Anton Deck. Well, that's what they think they are. So they try to muscle in. They really do try and muscle in on the hosting and presenting of the shows. So on the main show, they often do predictions. But on this show, I've roped them in because it's the only way to keep them down. If I get them on this show now and again, it keeps them under control. They don't realise, but if I let them on it live, they just go daft. So they're going to ask you a few questions.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put them on now to ask the first question.
Who's your tumbled auntie? The one that's going down in the box like he's been shot by a sniper.
I mean, I don't even have to think about it. It's Ethan Cheslett. And I think it makes me laugh because Stoke, probably similar to Barnsley, it's a bit more like working class, rough and tumble. We like a fiery challenge more than we like people going down. So he very often goes down, and you just hear "get up."
Yeah, yeah.
And but yeah, he's definitely Ethan Cheslett.
Well, we've got a young star Portuguese lad called Fabio Jallo, who's been coming on as a sub. He's occasionally started. He's been coming on as a sub, and he really is somebody for the future. But he's been getting a bit of stick from Barnsley fans because he goes down. Portuguese. He goes down if somebody looks at him funny. And exactly the same. Get up. Stop doing that. And we've also got, I don't know if he'll be playing on Saturday because he's not played the last couple of league games, but he's played most of them. At right wing back, we've got Barry Cotter, who's excellent at going down. He'll go down if there's nobody near him if it gets as a penalty. But it never works. It never works. And Barry gets told off and all. He's mercurial, is Bazza. If Bazza comes on as a substitute or if he starts, get ready down the right wing because he'll either take 3 players on down the wing and put in a pinpoint cross, or he'll fall over, slip, or let the ball run out of play. Mercurial. So you can watch. We'll watch for Ethan Chislett. You watch for Barry and Fabio.
Yeah.
So
number 10, Ethan Chislett is.
Yeah, number 10. They'll love a question, these sods. So I can only apologise in advance for this next question, but all I'm saying is it's not me asking it. It's the little scamps asking it. So where they are to ask the second question.
Why don't you support a good team? Yeah, like Liverpool or Manchester City. Or best of all, Barnsley.
Whoa. I mean, sometimes I wish I did.
What, Barnsley?
Like I said, 33. Well,
support them on Saturday.
You've played at a higher standard than us for the majority of the time I've been a Vale fan. So, yeah, I mean, family have always kind of dictated who I support. But I'll be honest, the older I'm getting, I don't know whether I don't know whether 33 I can consider myself getting a miserable old man. But
you can.
I don't like VAR, and I feel like it takes away the talking points. And so I'm quite happy in the lower leagues with Paul Vale. So yeah.
Right, don't swear. Why not Stoke City?
Oh, I mean that's 2 sentences that don't go together.
I know.
No. To be fair, growing up, I was always the one Vale fan out of about 20 Stoke fans, so it's not been easy.
People could say the same to me about Sheffield Wednesday, Sheffield United, Leeds, because they're all near to Barnsley, and it's like you say, family. It's family. It's how if you're brought up properly, you support Barnsley and Port Vale. So
yeah, we'll go with that. I'm happy with that.
Never mind all the glory hunters wanting to support. I support Manchester City, Barcelona, and Brazil, or Spain, or whoever's going to win. Oh, yeah, never mind all that.
No,
support a proper club. Support a real club. Anyway, That'll get a few comments. Another question that they're going to ask, and you can either have one or two. It's entirely up to you. So I'm going to put them on for their next question. It's never ending. They're never ending, these little ones. So I'm going to put them on now for the next question.
What is the one game that you would like to relive again?
Easy. It would be the playoff final 2 years ago. Obviously at Wembley when we beat Mansfield 3-0. And it was a great day, but I don't think I've ever thought a playoff could be so calm. Having been, just 2-0 up, playing against 10 men, we were passing it round like prime Brazil. And just the whole day was incredible. And obviously at the time, Darryl Clark was our manager. And everything that he'd been through that year.
Yeah.
It just kind of brought it all together for us, and it was just a great day. And the match, it's not very often you go to Wembley and win 3-0.
That's lovely. And you're absolutely right about Darryl. Absolutely right. Glad for yourselves and glad for him as well. Well, people who watch me on our shows will say, "Oh God, he's on about his family again." I've got family. My niece and my great niece, Emma and Izzy, support Mansfield. They come from Mansfield. My wife's side of family, not the Barnsley side. They support Mansfield, but her husband, or Emma's husband, Andy, and their son George support Blackpool. So all in the same league. So the first match of the season, and it's only because you brought up Mansfield, so gutted for them. The beaters, first match of the season at Oakwell, and Emma was. I'd even bought tickets for her to come. I can't get my breath that I actually paid for my niece to start laughing at me, but I did. But we got our own back in a sort of after the not quite the same, but we beat Blackpool in the last league match, so we thought, although Izzy and Emma don't care at all, George, who were up and shouting for Barnsley in the first match of the season, I've not heard from him since. Him or
strange,
or my nephew Andy.
Isn't
it funny? Isn't it funny? So so that's just for them. So your favourite match and mine, now I mentioned it, would be to see, and this season for us, see Mansfield lose. That's wonderful. Right, I'm going to put them on for hopefully their final question to you, Tom. So strap yourself in, get ready. I'm going to put them on now.
Who is the best player that you have ever seen play for your club?
It's a really tough one, because through the 90s we had some incredible players, but obviously I was very young then.
In when the 90s? No,
in the 90s, yeah.
Oh dear God, were you very young? Were you? How about 40?
Yeah, I was.
Thank you.
Sorry about that. I would say best player that I've seen would be probably Martin Foyle, the striker, or probably Gareth Ainsworth.
Gareth Ainsworth, yeah.
Yeah, he was fantastic.
What did you like about him, Tom?
Foyle, goal scorer, just likable because they score your goals, aren't they? And then Gareth Ainsworth was the kind of winger probably that you cry out for nowadays, that he'd get the ball, run at his fullback, and he always seemed to just whip it in just before it went out for a goal kick. And it was the time then, late 90s, where he seemed to be the first one. He just looked like a scruff every time he came onto the pitch. His shirt was untucked, his socks were down, and It looked like he'd been through the lost property bin to find his kit, kind of thing. But yeah, really, just a brilliant player. And then I think we signed him for $500,000 and moved him on for $2 million within 12 months.
That's a good profit.
Yeah, they would. Them two would be my two picks for that.
That's lovely, lovely. Like Gareth Ainsworth, both as a gritty, if you want to call this a grassroots player and a grassroots manager.
Yeah,
you know what you get with him. Full of housery, full of
yeah.
I'm going to say win at all. No, I do mean win at all costs. Yeah, win at all costs. Not a bad thing. The host of our main show, Josh Atherton, he loves housery. He can't understand why we say, no, that shouldn't happen. You shouldn't go down like that if somebody's just looked at you funny. He loves it. He thinks they should.
I like it when we're winning.
It's not so good when it's on you when you're losing, is it?
Yeah. I hate it then.
Right, let's look forward to Saturday. FA Cup first round. Here we go. Port Vale versus Barnsley. What are your thoughts?
It probably wouldn't have been the tie either club would have wanted. I think everybody probably wants non-league club at home.
Yeah.
So, I mean, certainly in the last few years, we haven't had particularly a brilliant record against yourselves. So we kind of, it's a bit of a throwaway game for us. We can take it or leave it. You know, it'd be typical Port Vale for us to nick through against you on Saturday and then probably draw Birmingham away in the next round and get beat there.
Or Stoke.
We could do without.
Stoke
we can't get Stoke to the third round.
Third round. We'll get Stoke in the third round.
Third round, but I'd probably, I don't know whether I want to play Stoke. I'm quite happy it being 20 years and then 20 years before that they haven't beaten us. And I'll be honest, I don't know if Staff's Police would want the game either.
Probably not. No. Well, we were hoping
because we had a Johnson's Paint Trophy game against their under-21s a couple of seasons back, and they sold out the away end of 4,500.
Wow.
There was about 10,000 there on the night. It was chaos. They smashed all our toilets up, which we're very grateful for now because we've got brand new toilets, and that's now the home end.
That'll teach him.
Yeah, courtesy of Peter Coates as well, so that's fine. But yeah, so it's a tie on Saturday that I have. If we lose, we lose. If we win, great. But I'm not going to walk away if we get beat and be too downhearted and think season's over.
Got to concentrate on the league, wouldn't you? Same as us.
Well, exactly, and I'm all right doing that when we're top of it.
Yeah. Well, we were hoping, as you said, we were hoping for a non-league club, whether home or away. But we got a very specific non-league club we wanted to play. We'd have loved to play Horsham FC because we played them last season. We drew at Barnsley, and we got very close relationships with them. On our show, on this show, actually on the away end show, we had their then programme creator and historian Mark Wells on, and Dominic, the Paola, who's their their manager coach, on our show twice, because obviously we drew the first one, and then again, and we formed a great relationship with the Lardy army of Horsham. We'd have loved to play them again, and if we're fortunate enough to get through against yourselves, we'd hope that we hope they get through anyway, and we could go and play them, because we absolutely love that. Mark Wells keeps in regular contact. In fact, he sent we gave him a donation, but he sent a couple of Horsham shirts to us, and that were a lovely touch by him. Nice. So thrilled to bits. So really hope that we'd have loved to have played them. But it's not the draw that anybody wanted, especially
No.
Especially away from home, because you want to be at home, don't you? And
Yeah.
and especially against a team that's riding high like yourselves, not lost in 2 months. It's and against that Darren Moore, who beat us the last time. He were in a knockout game against us at Wembley for them up the road. That
Yeah.
not mentioning them, but them up the road, he let us down. One of our old stalwarts. Somebody that we absolutely loved. He did. I can't believe he did that to us. So I hope if Darren watches this, and he won't. But if you do speak to him, he owes us one as well as Connor Ripley. He owes us one. Do the decent thing for the fans. The fans about. In fact, funnily enough, when Darren played for us, we were playing at home against Doncaster Rovers, which won his old club, and we were losing 1-0 at half time, and he got sent off. So you come out for the second half thinking, our big centre half sent off. We're playing against a team that, although they're only winning 1-0, we beat them 4-1. So so we sorted you out, Darren.
So he's done all right there.
No, we absolutely met Darren a couple of times at open days and what have you. Lovely bloke.
Yeah, lovely bloke. We're going to try and get him on the podcast in the next few weeks if we can.
Oh, send him our very best regards.
We'll do.
A wonderful guy.
I'll be honest, I've not been to too many. Will he get a good reception? I take it from your fans.
Yeah.
So I've not been to many football games where the opposing managers of both sides get applauded by the opposition fans.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Because obviously Clark, you'll get a fantastic ovation from us.
You never know. If we draw, it could all happen again.
Well, exactly.
Could happen again.
No, there's no replays, is there?
So no. Dad. So tell me to round it all off, having been ground down by the little scamps, all that after bullying yourselves up, and I'm convinced now we're going to lose. Tell me what's your prediction for this game? What do you think's going to happen?
I'm going to be the eternal optimist and go 2-1 Vale.
It's a winner.
Which I'm not more than happy with.
It's a winner. It's an absolute winner. On our show, I usually say whoever we're playing, I usually say 2-1 for Barnsley. I say it that often that everybody now calls it an Andy special. So you've gone for an Andy special in reverse. So I'm not sure it's going to happen this time. I think playing against a team that's not lost at all. So I'm afraid I might have to change. No, I'm not. 2-1 to Barnsley. Sod it. 2-1 to Barnsley.
Yeah, you can't change habits of a lifetime, can you?
Well, no. The only time this season, I think, that I went 2-1 were at Black. We've been rubbish for 2 games. Really rubbish. And we were playing at Blackpool, who were doing pretty well. And so I went a special 2-1, but for Blackpool. And we're flipping 1-2-1.
You beat them 2-1, yeah.
Never again. So 2-1 to Barnsley, and may the best team. Well, if you're the best team, may the best team lose. If we're the best team, come on, the Reds. It'll be a special match, I know that. Tom, all the very best. Tell us, how can people get hold of Ale and the Vale?
So we're on Spotify and Podbean. We're on Twitter at Ale and Vale Pod. And then on there, you'll see all our individual Twitter accounts as well. We're on Facebook, Ale and Vale Podcast. And all the links are on there to follow. So if you do want to give it a listen, our preview of the game is going to go up tonight.
Okay. Lovely.
So, because I know there's a few of our listeners who tend to like listening to the opposition's podcast before the game as well.
I'll spoil it
for them. So if
them.
there's any Barnsley fans who want to have a listen to see what we're saying, feel free. And I hope you enjoy.
Probably sick of listening to you. Unless Kirsty's on. They liked Kirsty. I mean, Kirsty was much better than you are.
Yeah, 100%. They prefer Kirsty to me. That I've got it's the dulcet tones, isn't it?
Tom, thank you, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure. Good luck after Saturday, mate. Take care.
Thank you very much, and good luck after Saturday to yourselves too.
Finally, as Kenneth Wolstenholme said in 1966, there are some people on the pitch, they think it's red all over. It is now.